he was terrified.
There's a crazy conspiracy theory heating up again in 2025. Is Barack Obama secretly involved with Jennifer Aniston? This affair rumor has been kicking around for so long that it's hard not to wonder if it could be the real truth. Even Jennifer felt the need to set the record straight.
So this is a magazine that came out a couple of weeks ago and said the truth about Jen and Barack. So that
was of all the calls you get from your publicist where you're just like, oh no, what's it gonna be? Or the email saying, you know, some cheesy tabloid is gonna make up a story, and then it's that.
Yeah. Does your publicist ever go like, is there any truth to this? Or is it...
No, that is absolutely untrue.
Well, I know it's not true. Yeah. I just don't know if everybody knows.
Well, it is untrue.
Some people, it is untrue. So the truth about Jen and Barack is that there is no truth.
There is no
untrue.
truth.
You know Barack Obama.
I've met him once.
Met him once.
I know Michelle more than him.
But could it be true? Is this why Barack and Michelle Obama are allegedly heading for divorce? At the end of January, Nicki Swift reported on the glaring signs that the Obamas' marriage won't last. The outlet claimed that Michelle had already admitted it 3 years ago. She appeared on a Revolt TV discussion panel in 2022 with Tina Knowles, Kelly Rowland, Winnie Harlow, and HER. She said on air, "People think I'm being catty by saying this. There were 10 years where I couldn't stand my husband."
Being catty by saying this, it's like there were 10 years when I couldn't stand my husband.
You do say that. You say 10 years.
But if you listen to Michelle's words again, it sounds like the stresses of motherhood forced her marriage to take a backseat. Michelle revealed that her period of unhappiness happened when her daughters, Malia and Sasha, were little.
And so, yeah, there were times when I felt like I was 70% in and he was doing 30%. Because of the choices that I made in the terms of how I wanted our family to look. Yeah. I had to take my foot off of my career gas pedal, never putting on the brake, but slowing up a little bit.
No one in the audience was shocked by Michelle's confession. Nicki Swift even wrote that the crowd reacted with applause and laughter. But this wasn't the only time that Michelle dropped hints about marriage problems in front of a studio audience.
And I also want young married couples to be open about what love is and what does that feel like. I feel it's like our responsibility to tell the whole story so that people know that beautiful marriages have challenges and there are ups and downs, and that doesn't mean that it's broken. It means that you have to work at it.
And Michelle has been very vocal about the struggles in her marriage.
I have to learn that I can't pop off on him, you know, and also he's got to give me space to come down. That is a lesson. We're still practicing that, but I share it because I see so many young couples who don't know what real marriage is. You know, I mean, y'all spend way too much money on weddings. You know, it's like all hashtag relationship goals, and I'm like, I was mad at him in that picture. Not only that. Young people can't imagine being unhappy for a minute, let alone for 10 years. It's like, I deserve to be happy. And it's like, who said that? Where'd you get that from? But, you know, the point being is that you are going to hit on some hard times, because if you're married for 30 years and you have 10 bad ones, I would take those odds.
Which led to Barack having to address the rumors as well.
We had your wife Michelle on the show, and she had mentioned that for about 10 years of the marriage, she really didn't like you.
Oh, man.
He did his best to smooth over the questions about his marriage, but did it sound convincing?
I did not fully appreciate, I think, as engaged of a father as I was, the degree of stress and tension for her, knowing that not just me and Michelle were under scrutiny and in this strange environment, but that we were raising our daughters,
of course,
in a kind of situation that just wasn't normal.
Adding that now.
During her hugely successful book tour for her smash bestseller Becoming, Michelle appeared on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy was shocked when Michelle revealed in the book that she'd been to marriage counseling. He said, "We didn't know anything about that."
Marriage is hard, even for us. We have a great relationship, but the thing about marriage counseling is, like, I was one of those wives who thought, I'm taking you to marriage counseling so you can be fixed, Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm perfect. I was like, Dr. X, please fix him.
Yeah.
And then our counselor looked over at me. I was like, what are you looking at? I'm perfect. But marriage counseling was a turning point for me, understanding that it wasn't up to my husband to make me happy, that I had to learn how to fill myself up and have to put myself higher on my priority list. So I share that because there are a lot of young people who look at me and Barack and you and your wife and people they see and they think, oh, I want those hashtag relationship goals. But I want young people to know that marriages work.
If Jimmy knew anything about Barack and Jennifer's secret affair, he wasn't spilling any tea. The rumor first broke several years before that. Michelle explained to Jimmy that marriage is hard, but she claimed that she had a great relationship with Barack. Was Michelle telling the real truth? She dropped a bombshell on Jimmy about marriage counseling. Michelle admitted that she took Barack to marriage counseling so he could be fixed. Michelle told Jimmy, I'm perfect. However, she confessed that she had learned something from her marriage counselor. She realized, it wasn't up to my husband to make me happy. Michelle said that she had to learn to put herself higher on her priority list. But while Michelle focused on herself, was Barack stepping out with Jennifer behind her back? The affair rumor first started spreading online in 2014. A British website, The Economist, dropped the bombshell about Barack and Jennifer. The Economist usually reported more serious news. When it mentioned the affair, it said that People magazine was its source. There's just one little problem. The joke was on the reader, and The Economist didn't try to hide the truth. Their article was written to poke fun at conservative America. They imagined what the United States would be like if everyone behaved more scandalously like people supposedly do in France. If you don't believe that the article wasn't real, check out what else The Economist pretended was happening. Barack wasn't just intimately involved with Jennifer. In the fake news article, he was also dating Katie Couric. And shockingly, he was married to Hillary Clinton, and they had 4 imaginary kids. So if the Jennifer and Barack affair is nonsense, why did it make headlines again last August? In Touch lit up the internet with their digital cover, claiming to know the truth about Jennifer and Barack. Their source was The Who, weekly podcast hosted by Lindsay Weber and her friend Bobby. Lindsay alleged that Michelle and Barack are living separate lives. She also dropped a crude expletive about what Barack and Jennifer were allegedly doing behind closed doors. However, In Touch told another side of the story. They shockingly admitted that Barack and Jennifer were not having an affair. Maybe In Touch's other source was Jennifer. It took several months of speculation in 2024 before Jennifer set the record straight on late-night TV. On October 3rd, Jennifer appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Jimmy began to joke about the In Touch article, but then he asked Jennifer a shocking question about the affair with Barack. Jimmy and Jennifer are good friends, and he wanted her to admit if there was any truth to this. Jennifer didn't hesitate. She's a pro in dealing with the most scandalous celebrity gossip. As usual, she brought her A game, and she blew a hole clear through the rumors about her and Barack. She replied that it was absolutely untrue. She explained that she'd met Barack once. Then, Jennifer revealed, I know Michelle more than him. Even if the conspiracy theory about Jennifer and Barack isn't true, the Obamas are still plagued by those nasty divorce rumors. It didn't help when Michelle recently skipped 2 important events on the national stage. It's usually mandatory for former presidents and their spouses to attend these ceremonies together. One of the events was Donald Trump's second inauguration. No matter what the rumor mill says, there's no love lost between Michelle and Donald. So that's a good excuse for her to skip that day. But it was the other event that really got everyone talking and wondering if the Obamas were headed for Splitsville. Former President Jimmy Carter passed away in 2024 at the age of 100. On January 9th, his state funeral was held. Almost every top government official from the previous administrations attended. So did their spouses. So why did Barack show up to the funeral solo? Michelle released a statement to the media through her spokesperson, Crystal Carson. Her statement didn't explain anything. Crystal claimed that Michelle sent thoughts and prayers to the Carter family. Later, TV news outlets reported that Michelle was taking an extended holiday in Hawaii. So Michelle was vacationing in paradise without her husband. What do you think Meghan McCain thought about that juicy tidbit? Meghan was the conservative host on The View. Now, she unloads her opinions about anything on the Citizen McCain podcast. 2 days after Donald's inauguration, Meghan alleged that the rumors about the Obamas' divorce had been confirmed by reputable people. Meghan said, I'm not talking about TMZ. I'm not talking about Perez Hilton. She claimed that serious journalists told her that the rumors are true. Meghan's guest on the episode was Tara Palmieri. Tara used to report for Politico. Now she's the senior political correspondent for Puck. a subscription news platform. Tara claimed that she'd heard the Obamas' divorce rumor a long time ago. She also heard that Barack and Michelle now live separate lives. 5 days before Meghan's podcast, Michelle celebrated her 61st birthday. Barack posted a birthday tribute to his wife on X on January 17th. If he was trying to clear up the divorce rumor, it failed. Barack's message to Michelle and the photo of them together got major shade on social media. The real truth is that the Obamas have been married, happily or not, for over 3 decades. Barack wished a happy birthday to the love of his life. He claimed that Michelle filled every room with warmth, wisdom, humor, and grace. He added that she always looked good doing it. So, what was with the picture of him and Michelle that Barack uploaded? Meghan ripped into the photo on her podcast. She joked that she would end the life of her husband, Ben Dominic, if he ever posted a photo of her with no makeup and that lighting on social media. A lot of people agreed with her on social media. One ex-user threw shade at Barack's weird expression of love. They explained that Barack looked fabulous in the photo while Michelle looked like a wreck. By the end of January, Michelle attempted to show a united front with Barack, at least on social media. The Obamas posted a joint announcement on Instagram. They are honoring Hadia Pendleton, a beautiful teenager whose life was tragically cut short in 2013. Hadia is still remembered as loving and outgoing. She performed at Barack's second inauguration. Then, she became the innocent victim of a street fight just days later. Barack and Michelle plan to dedicate a garden in memory of Hadia at the Obama Presidential Center in Chicago. Michelle wrote, "Barack and I look forward to honoring her memory through a dedicated space." But anyway, what do you guys think about all this? Do you believe Jennifer's explanation about the alleged affair with Barack? Could Barack and Michelle really be over? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below.